Welcome to Not the Retirement Show. I'm Robin.
And I'm Bill.
Today we're chatting about the sad fact that some women tend to be a bit complacent about later life. I think this is a real issue, Bill. I realize that every woman's journey is different, but there are an awful lot of women out there who have spent time raising children, which is absolutely a wonderful and noble thing. But then when the children are grown and have moved away and are starting to get on with their own lives, all of a sudden, these women seem to be struggling for a sense of purpose. And some of them really even just sit back and think that their only purpose now is to sit around and wait for the grandchildren to show up.
Well, I guess in this particular topic, I'm more of an observer than a participant. Would that be fair?
I think I guess you are an observer in that you're not presently a woman, at least not on the outside.
Well, I think, yeah, no, I mean, I think as we all age, male, female, whatever sort of thing, as we all age, our attitude to life changes, our feelings, can change, our thoughts and emotions can change, our lifestyle changes. There are external factors causing that. There are also internal factors causing that. But yeah, I mean, I think in many cases, a woman will look at motherhood as being, the sort of be all and end all, which is wonderful. There's no issue with that. And then, once that cycle, if I can call it as such, moves on, where the kids have flown the nest, and the woman is sort of not so much left on her own as such, but left without the kids being at home, then the attitude can change.
Well, when you're doing the child rearing, that takes a tremendous amount of time and energy and love and thought. And when your children move on, I worry that there's a lot of women out there who, instead of seeing this as an opportunity to have a new life, to have a new experience, to go new places, to do new things, to embrace the opportunity, they sort of feel this huge sense of loss, and they don't really know how to fill it.
Well, I think, I hate to put it this way, but I think, unfortunately, a lot of women do see it as, life being over. And I mean, it's not. I mean, we talk regularly on this show about longevity and living much longer than your parents and grandparents. Well, I mean, that applies to everyone. So therefore, when the mother, when the kids have flown the nest and have left, then whether the woman is in work, employment, etc., or being a homemaker, and I mean, probably those kind of words are just not accepted in today's environment, but it is what it is. Then there's still another 10, 15, 20, 25,
30 years.
Yeah. We always say in the show that that's a tremendous opportunity to be doing different things, both at home, in the home, not at home, with your partner, etc. Tremendous opportunity.
Well, here's the thing. If your plan for how you're going to fill your later life is to be a granny, absolutely, that is the most wonderful experience out there. But if your plan depends on your wayward adult child finding a suitable life partner and having children and staying in the neighborhood as opposed to moving to another city, another country, heaven forbid, then your personal life plan has a problem in that your happiness is depending on the actions of others, as opposed to depending on your ability to find a fulfilling role for yourself. And also, supposing everything works out perfectly, supposing you do become a granny and all of a sudden there are little ones to care for and you get to experience the joy of watching them grow. The catch here is eventually those children grow too. And once again, you're faced with the what do I do now dilemma.
Well, I think it's the second time around syndrome, isn't it? You know, that the mother has brought up her own kids, and then, you know, as time moves along, you know, she becomes a grandmother, so she can see the, you know, different kids, obviously. I mean, as they always say, you know, why the grandmothers and grandchildren, you know, like each other so much is because they've sort of got a common enemy, you know. I mean, I think there's some truth to that. But you know, the joy of seeing grandchildren coming into the world, and then perhaps being able to do things with those kids that you didn't do with your own kids,
or do them differently.
Well, do them differently, because maybe you learn by perhaps not mistakes, but, you know, experience, you know, do it differently and so on and so forth. But the bond between a grandmother and grandchildren is unbreakable. And I mean, thankfully, the world has that in abundance, because that bond is not only, you know, a noble bond, but it is such a pleasure to watch that bonding take place.
Absolutely. And to say it again, being a granny, that's the most wonderful ambition in the world. Just don't make that your only ambition for your later life.
I don't think I'll ever be a grandmother.
I think it'd be very interesting as a granny.
I kind of have that kind of notion. Take care, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.